The concept of the evil eye, al-ain, occupies an important place within Islamic theology and spirituality. Unlike many cultural traditions that regard the evil eye as folklore, Islam affirms its existence through both the Quran and authentic narrations of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Muslims believe that the evil eye can cause harm only by Allah's permission, and that it is often associated with envy, hasad, or intense admiration.
Now, what is the difference between ayn, evil eye, and hasad, envy? Are they the same thing? Because a lot of people confuse these two things. And it's very important for us to understand that they're not the same thing. There's a differentiation between them. So hasad can only come from an evil soul or an evil person that wishes that the ni'mah, that the blessing that Allah has upon you is gone. This is what hasad is. Someone looks at you, the evil person, that he wishes that whatever good that you have is gone. This is hasad. Evil eye, ayn, is that you like something, but you don't mention Allah's name on it, so harm falls on that thing because you don't mention Allah's name on it. When you are finding beauty in it or adornment in it or likeness, but you don't mention Allah's name, you forget to mention Allah's name or you don't mention Allah's name.
Contemporary writers have attempted to explain this phenomenon through scientific theories such as quantum mechanics, neuroscience, and bioelectromagnetics. The Quran explicitly instructs believers to seek refuge from the destructive effects of envy and from the evil of the envier when he envies. Quran chapter 113 verse 5. According to Ibn Kathir, this verse establishes envy as a genuine spiritual danger and forms part of the Quranic protection prescribed against unseen harms. Another verse frequently discussed by classical exegetes states, "Indeed, those who disbelieve would almost make you slip with their eyes when they hear the reminder." Quran chapter 68, verse 51. Although commentators differ regarding its precise meaning, scholars such as Al-Qurtubi and Ibn Kathir relate this verse to the reality of the evil eye. The strongest textual evidence comes from authentic hadith. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, stated, "The evil eye is real." Sahih al-Bukhari, Hadith 5740. In another narration, he said, "If anything were to overtake the divine decree, it would be the evil eye." Sahih Muslim, Hadith 2188. Imam al-Nawawi explains that this statement emphasizes the seriousness of the evil eye while maintaining that nothing can overcome Allah's decree. Classical scholars consistently regarded the evil eye as a reality established through revelation. Ibn al-Qayyim devoted an entire discussion to the subject in Zad al-Ma'ad, describing the evil eye as an effect created by Allah when certain spiritual conditions are present. Likewise, Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani concluded in Fath al-Bari that the overwhelming body of authentic narrations leaves no doubt concerning its existence. Importantly, these scholars did not attempt to explain the mechanism scientifically. Rather, they viewed it as part of the unseen, whose ultimate reality is known only to Allah.
The evil eye can happen from a righteous person. It can happen from a father to his son. It can happen from a husband to his wife. And it is not happening with an evil intent. It's not happening with an evil intent like hasad, but it can happen from a righteous person. And the evidence is that you have the hadith of Amir ibn Rabi'ah, where he saw one of the other Sahaba, Sahl ibn Hunayf. He was doing ightisal, and he saw his skin, and he seen, "I've never seen such a beautiful skin." So he fell. And then the Prophet ﷺ said, "Who are you accusing? Who do you think is the cause of this?" So they mentioned Amir ibn Rabi'ah. So the Prophet ﷺ said, "Alama yaqtulu ahadukum akhahu." Why would one of you kill his own brother? And here we understand the solution. If someone has an evil eye specifically, what to do? Prophet ﷺ told him to do wudu, and then to use that water that he used for wudu to pour it on the person who has been affected by ayn. And the Prophet ﷺ poured it on him, so he recovered. He stood up like nothing happened to him. Amir ibn Rabi'ah is from the people of Badr, the Sahaba from Badr. He's a righteous person. So he affected another person with ayn or evil eye, or whatever translation you want to use for it. And he didn't do it with a bad intention. So it can happen from a righteous person. It can happen from you to your own son. So that's very important now that we understand. If someone asks me for wudu, someone comes to you and asks me for wudu, that is afraid that you have affected them with evil eye. So they want to ask you for wudu so they can do ghusl with it or wash their body with it so they can make sure that they're no longer affected, is that you don't say, how can you come and ask me? I'm not an evil person to do envy on your... It's not hasad. It's not... We're talking about ayn. You could do it when you're not feeling it. You could do it and be from the Sahaba from Badr. It doesn't matter. So do not feel offended if something like this happens.
Modern psychology has extensively examined envy as a powerful emotional state. Psychologists Richard H. Smith and Sung Hee Kim, in their comprehensive review published in Psychological Bulletin, describe envy as one of the most socially destructive emotions because it often motivates hostility, resentment, and behaviors intended to reduce another person's success. Similarly, Niels van der Ven, Marcel Zeelenberg, and Rick Peters found that envy influences decision-making, motivation, and interpersonal behavior, sometimes producing harmful social consequences in their journal named Emotion. These findings do not demonstrate the supernatural reality of the evil eye. Rather, they show that envy has measurable psychological and behavioral effects capable of harming individuals through ordinary human interaction. Medicine also recognizes that negative expectations can produce genuine physiological symptoms. The nocebo effect refers to adverse symptoms generated by negative beliefs or expectations rather than by an external physical cause. Neuroscientist Fabrizio Benedetti demonstrated that expectations alone can activate neurological pathways involving cortisol, cholecystokinin, dopamine, and endogenous opioids, producing measurable pain, anxiety, and physical discomfort. Islamic belief in the evil eye rests upon revelation contained in the Quran and authentic hadith rather than scientific experimentation. Classical Muslim scholars unanimously affirmed its reality while emphasizing that it functions only through Allah's permission. Modern psychology confirms that envy can produce significant emotional and behavioral harm, while neuroscience demonstrates that expectations influence physical health through placebo and nocebo mechanisms.
So, how do we protect ourselves, and avoid evil eye and giving someone evil eye or this? Is for us to say barakah. So let's say, for example, Allahumma barik, may Allah give barakah. You say words of barakah. That's what the Prophet ﷺ says. If some of you says something, halla barakta alayhi, then he should ask for barakah upon that thing. Now, some people think that we should say mashallah, and a lot of people say this. They say, if they see something, they say mashallah, and they think mashallah is how you avoid doing evil eye towards that thing. So, asking for barakah versus saying mashallah. Mashallah is not related to that. That's not the teaching of the Prophet. The teaching of the Prophet in relation to that, if you see something you like, you ask for barakah. You ask for blessing, you ask for barakah upon that thing. Say Allahumma barik alayhi, Allahumma barik fi. You ask for barakah.
It is also important to note that not all bad things in your life are the result of evil eye. There could be many factors such as your own wrong decisions or actions, and could even be tests from Allah. But there is no harm in protecting yourself and your family from evil eye as a precaution.